Where's today? BlaXit wears, BlaXit wears, BlaXit wears. Oh, it feels so good to be in Africa. Oh, I haven't got the mic in, so you might not be able to hear me. Hang on. Family, it feels so good to be in Africa. Welcome to the BlaXit live stream. I hope you can hear me. I'm just setting up, so just bear with me. Today, 2026. What's the date, Kath? We're just just setting up. Just bear with me a minute. I'm just adjusting the fan so my eyes don't start watering. I'll give you a couple of minutes to jump in on the live stream with BlaXit. Hey, BlaXit family, BlaXit family, BlaXit family. BlaXit family, BlaXit family. I'm just clearing the camera because it looks a little bit glary. I'm not sure if it's me or if it's the camera. And excuse the creaking chair, but it's the most comfortable one. The other one, I broke one of the what do you call it, wheels by accident. So BlaXit family, BlaXit family, BlaXit family. Welcome to BlaXit. If you are new to BlaXit, oh, I forgot to put my phone on Don't Disturb. Do forgive me 1 second. Let me do that, because if I don't do this, my phone will not stop, okay? Do not disturb, there we go. Okay, that's done. Back with you. Thank you so much for your patience and understanding. I hope you've had a wonderful week since I've seen you last week. That's right, I've got my cap on backwards. I'm sorry, my eyes are watering from the fan. Hang on, bear with me. I put it too close to my eyes. In fact, I did have, let me move it away slightly. That's it. Oh, sorry, my eyes are watering. So, I'm not crying. Yeah, although it is lovely to see you. It's lovely to see you. Let me know who you are and where you are watching BlaXit from. Let us know where you are. Let me give you a mention, okay? Now, if you're new to the channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're passing by, strolling by, join, stay for the discussion, okay? Every Sunday, or almost every Sunday, bar ill health or situations that I cannot avoid, I am here on a Sunday. And today is all about BlaXit. BlaXit is all about your exit from the West back to the best, and that is Africa. Yay! Yeah, it's all about your relocation, repatriation back to your nation, back to your roots, back to your ancestry, back to your culture, back to yourself. It's all about your exit from the West back to the best, and that is Africa. So welcome, BlaXit. I'm Nyancho Kajabi, aka Juliet. I am the CEO and also the founder, that's right, the founder of BlaXit. And BlaXit is about your repatriation, your return, your mind emancipation, as Marcus Garvey would say, okay? Back to your nation, that's right. Out of the white man's mindset, back to the African mindset. Okay, so welcome to BlaXit. We are broadcasting from Africa, beautiful Africa, yay! Which is where I've been coming back to and fro from for over the last 32 years, and I decided to stay permanently over 7 years ago, and I first came to the lovely place where I'm living, it'll be 15 years this year, okay, and that is the beautiful Gambia. So I've been visiting Gambia for over 15 years, living in Gambia for what will be 7 years on the 4th of February. So welcome to BlaXit. BlaXit is dedicated to your repatriation, relocation back to your nation. And what we do is we facilitate your return. We help you to get that all-important piece of land, or to buy that all-important house, or to rent that house, or to get your residency, to get your driving license, to get your TIN number, your bank account, basically to help you resettle, to get your children into school, to start your life, start your business. That is our business. That is what we do. So we have repatriation plots of land which are cheaper than the average market value land. And why? It's because you deserve what your ancestors had to give up. Okay, you deserve what your ancestors had to give up, and therefore we try and facilitate in as much as we can, making that return trip back to your ancestral land as easy as possible. And that is what we do. Okay, and yes, we've had a fight, because of course, you know, the powers that were do not want us, okay, telling you to pack up sticks, take all your money out from their white hands and bring them back into African hands. No, they don't want that to happen. So therefore, we've had a fight. Okay, we've had character assassination, defamation, slander, libel, you name it, from some really incredible sources that I would not believe would be so incredibly stupid as to sit on their channels and tell pure lies without even consulting me. But there you are. There's some people that are incredibly stupid out there. But there's nothing that we can do about that. All we can keep doing is charting our way forward, okay? And this is your hostess with the mostest. That's right, Nyancho Kajabi. Nyancho Kajabi is the name that was given to me when I was adopted here. Nyancho was actually given to me by a BlaXit subscriber, which means warrior, and it's a Mandinka word. And Kajabi is my family name, and they are Jola, okay, based in Bussorah. So welcome to BlaXit. If you're new, thank you for joining us on this journey. Please subscribe if you have not already. Please, please, please do subscribe to our channel. It's very important because we have faced so many obstacles, demonetization, also faced shadow banning, and so many other obstacles to stop us from getting that message out to you that Africa is great. But guess what? We're not the only ones now that are, you know, preaching the message, singing the message, pushing the message. Now Gen Z influencers are also pushing that message too, and I am so happy to see it. So you need to talk to me, okay? Yeah, just call me. I'm going to a meeting after this, but give me a call tomorrow, Fathia. Please give me a call. So I'd like to say hello to Fathidi, okay, IS. How are you, Fathidi IS Idris? And also Fathia Idris, how are you? How are you? You feel so emotional. My girl, my girl. Come on now, I don't want you to be emotional, I want you to be happy. Happy, happy, happy. Okay? Okay? Okay, so listen, let's send you some miraculous prayers, okay? Yeah, you're in Minnesota. Oh my G. You need more than a prayer, girl. Everybody in BlaXit family, listen, Fathia is in Minnesota, where they are going hard. They are going hard against anybody with black skin. And my sister Fathia, we have met. She has sat down and, you know, we have had dinner together. You know, we have shared food together. She has come and met me, and we've had such a wonderful time together. She is a wonderful sister. And of course, she is also a welcome home Gambian. Now, my sister's out there catching hell in Minnesota, so I want us all to please send out some positive protection and vibration. Wherever, you know, whoever your God is, if it's Allah, send a prayer to her. If your God is Jesus, send a prayer to her. If your God is Ra, send a prayer to her. If it's Ifa or Shon or Gon, send a prayer to her. Okay, she's gonna need it out there. Minnesota, you know what's been happening. Now, you know, if they're killing white people, you can imagine what they're doing to black people. Now they're complaining because, of course, white people catching hell now for what? Because of Donald Duck's racist agenda. Donald Duck's racist agenda. Everybody knows who I'm referring to when I mention Donald Duck. Now, what they've done is they have got like these, I forgot what they call them, these like trackers online. So once you mention his name, I don't know how it's happening, but a lot of people are getting taken offline by saying negative things about Donald Duck, okay? Now, Donald Duck is the leader or the president of America, so you know who I'm referring to, okay? But I'm not going to say his name because a lot of people are finding that their live streams or their lives and stuff are getting pulled down. I don't know how this is happening, but yeah, so now we call him Donald Duck, okay? So let me say hello to you all, okay? But let's pray for her because what's going on in Minnesota, right? I've been seeing it online. Last night, I saw where they shot a man. I saw it. I saw it. Did anyone else see that? Did anyone else see where they shot a man in Minnesota where they did bang, 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 bang. They just shot, and apparently this man was a nurse. Yeah, like I said, my heart goes out to my people. I admit my heart is with my people, but nonetheless, the way they are targeting black people, pulling them out from college, pulling them out from university, pulling them out from their workplaces, pulling them out on street, pulling them out on their cars. Listen, I told you, come back to Africa. If you can, please come back to Africa. How long have I been preaching, singing, saying it, teaching it, screaming it, shouting it? They don't like us. They don't like us, okay? I can't speak for everybody, but I can speak for the system. And the system doesn't like us. Okay? Okay, so who's in Mauritius? Okay, so that's Raheen over there in Mauritius. Fathia, I know you feel pressured, sis, but we're with you, okay? We are with you, heart, soul, and spirit. Yeah? Thank you. Caffrey is our moderator today, so big yourself up, Caffrey. Thank you for your support always. Okay, he said that you've got my prayers and stay blessed. Okay, so that's from BlaXit. Okay, please. Yeah, she needs to get out of America. KKK. Yeah, you need to get out of America as soon as possible. I agree. He's in Mauritius, so he knows what he's talking about. And I've been to Mauritius. Mauritius is beautiful. In fact, let me tell you, Africa is trending right now. I spoke about this last week. I spoke about Gen Z. Influencers now are raising the profile of Africa, thank goodness, because many people like me who come from, a father who was a Rastafarian, who was always banging about repatriate to Africa, and I'm so glad I listened to my father. I'm so glad I listened to my father when he was drumming about Africa. I listened to him and I went, 22 years old. I decided, yeah, I'm going, that's it. And I'm so glad. So Speed has just turned 21. He just turned 21. I didn't even realize he was that young until I saw his part of his live stream in Nigeria. And I must admit, I was a little bit vexed about the Nigerian stream when I saw that he was part of a humiliation ritual in which he had his celebration cakes. Right, for his 50, he had the 2 cakes like this in his hand, and he was celebrating, okay, taking pictures and celebrating. And one of his team, and I don't quite understand why he has an all-white production team around him. I do not understand. And then an all-black security team. I don't understand why, his inner sanctum people are all Europeans. I don't understand it. Because I personally wouldn't feel safe in that context. And in saying that, I was proven right. Because Ishowspeed, when he was in Nigeria, I want you to all go back and look at the stream if you do not believe me. When Ishowspeed was in Nigeria, I hope that it's still there, right? He was celebrating his 50 million subscription mark. He was celebrating it, and he had 2 cakes in his hand. Did anyone see it? He had 2 cakes in his hand while he was in Nigeria, and he was standing on top of the car and he was posting for pictures. And this white boy, I don't know who he is, who's in his team, got the cakes and smashed both the cakes in his face. in his face. I was so angry. I could understand why he gripped him up and why I could see that he had to close his eyes and pray. He had to close his eyes and pray for some strength to stop him from getting angry. And I really respect his tact and diplomacy at that time, because if that was me, I would have picked up the cake and smashed it right in his face. I would have chucked him off the car, you know. But this is me. I have a small temper, maybe sometimes a big temper. And to be honest with you, he didn't deserve that level of humiliation in Nigeria. I don't know if you saw it. If you saw it, let me know in the comment sections. I want to say hello to Conteas. Conteas, how are you? Mojo2, how are you? Mojo2, good morning to you. To the real man in the bush. Welcome again, and thank you for joining. You've always got great commentary. But I want to say to my sister Fathy out there in Minnesota, now, you know, black people in Minnesota, African people in Minnesota, African Americans in Minnesota, people of any hue in Minnesota is catching absolute hell in what I can only see as some kind of war. It's a war on us. It is a war on us, yeah, non-white, yeah. I'm going to say non-white because they seem to be tackling a whole raft of people, okay? But they are tackling especially Sudanese people, Ethiopian people, Eritrean people, you know, and these are all African people, okay? African Nigerian people, Ghanaian people, they are targeting them. They are targeting them with absolute, no, I don't even know what to say. I'm lost. I'm lost for words. You know, you know, this week I went to a wedding, okay? And there was some dust in my eyes. I don't know if you noticed, but my eyes really swelled up. But I still did the broadcast because I wanted you to see dust got in my eyes, and my eyes kind of swelled up. They're almost back to normal now. But I was at a wedding of Mohammed Mbodj. And he's a lawyer here. He's the son of a very prevalent and strong QC, also an ambassador to the UN, called Lamin Mbodj, okay? And he has a chambers here called Mariangtang Chambers. And the main office is based in Caraba Avenue. Anyway, very, very strong lawyer. So if you are looking for a good lawyer, you know, they're not supposed to advertise for themselves, but I can definitely recommend him, okay? So I went to his son's wedding, and it was a phenomenal wedding. I had a great time, but like I said, dust did get in my eyes, and my eyes were all swollen and everything. And I was still trying to broadcast and to send you that information. And being at that wedding here in Gambia showed me unity. It showed me love. You know, I've been to other weddings before, and there was a Jaliba Kurata. I'll just say Jaliba. It's her name's a tongue twister. Okay, and he was playing the kora, and he was playing songs, and they were explaining to me like the meaning of the songs. But there was like a B line in the song, you know, like dung, and it could be a hip hop beat, it could be a reggae beat, it could be any beat, but it shows me that this beat is part of our soul, part of our spirit, and we don't belong. We don't belong in America, we don't belong in UKKK, yeah, Mary KKK. We don't belong there. We don't belong there. It's not our vibration. That's why when I went to America, I didn't feel right. I didn't like it. I didn't like it, and I didn't like living in England either. I didn't feel that it was my right vibration, and the reason why is because it's not. And then when I'm watching Ishowspeed now, I'm realizing the love, and it's the love. And I've been saying this forever. I've been saying this since I started to broadcast. I've been saying that it's the love. With the exception of Algeria, of course. But Algeria, I think I've been there once. I've been to Morocco once, I've been to Tunisia once, and I've been to Egypt once. And it's not the same as Black Africa, I'm sorry to say. Although the welcome was okay, I didn't, get anything thrown at me or whatever, but I didn't feel the same as West Africa, what I call, proper Africa, okay? Because those areas were invaded by the Hithkos, okay? The barbarians, they were invaded by the barbarians. And so that is the reason why. And don't forget, please give me some thumbs up. BlaXit Family, BlaXit Family, BlaXit Family. Wear my BlaXit garb today. Please give me some thumbs up with BlaXit Family, right? Okay. And so the feeling's not the same. They're invaders. They're invaders. Okay, I'm sorry to say it, but they're not the same as when you come to West Africa. Okay. Okay, so real man in the bush says maybe, but that will teach him. Let me read some more of your comments. Yeah, it's a mindset. Okay, Fathia said thank you to everybody. Okay, Fathia said thank you to everybody. Real man in the bush. Yeah, thank you so much. Let me say hello also. Okay, so let's get on with today's topic, because I do want to talk about it, because I need your help. Okay, you cannot get black folk to move from America, but I have. Many people have come to Africa and have left America through to BlaXit's intervention, through to BlaXit's influence. And and I'm not just saying just me, okay? I'm just saying the ones that I know of that have directly come through BlaXit and left through BlaXit, as in, i.e., BlaXit helped them to make sure, they look for cheaper airfares, help them find a shipping company, help them with their itinerary, help them with their bill of lading, help them to find a rental home until they built, help them to find land and acquire that land, and also to get their building permit, their development permit, also to get their fencing permit, also to get their residency permit, also to get their TIN number, also to get their bank accounts open. So we've also to get their driving license, also to help them even sometimes find a car. So yeah, we've done many things to help people and help them with their business plan, help them with their feasibility plan, help them to do their pre-research before they move. So yeah, we've done a lot actually. So we have helped people to leave America, and there are some people that are even still living here, some who I bump into, just in my runnings up and down every day, okay? So yeah, people do move. A lot of people have moved. They're not just here to Gambia, because I've got people who have moved to Kenya, people who have moved to Tanzania, people that have moved to Rwanda, people that have moved to Ghana, people that have moved to Senegal. Yeah, basically moved everywhere. And and I've also been able to share the difference. Sometimes, like, people might go to Kenya and their system is completely different, and the costings are completely different. So I still have to go and do research about, the kind of visas that you can get to stay in, and the kind of work permits and so on. So I still have to go and do those things. And of course, African Tigress, she is from Kenya. So we do try and link with each other and help each other as well. Yeah. So I would like to say hello to, let's just say 1221, yeah, it says hi. And Ishama, hi, how are you? Rahim, 7777, hi. And Michelle, okay, how are you? Yeah, thank you for joining BlaXit Live today. I really appreciate you. And so I want your help with something. My daughter has been nominated for an award. Now, I did put it, Kath, if you would come here for 1 minute for me, please, son. I just need to read. I just want to read the award situation with regard to Jayan. So, my daughter, Professor, her name is Professor Jayan Lopez. She has been nominated for an award, and I really want your help to make her get this award. So I'm going to just read out the information. I've already put it on the community page, so I would like you to go and help her if you wouldn't mind. So I basically put out an announcement, and it says, please help me out by voting for my daughter. She has worked tirelessly and deserves the accolade and appreciation. You can vote once a day if you choose, yeah? Please vote, as everyone helps in moving her closer to the award. Please share with family and friends. So it is the NAACP Award, okay? Now, NAACP is the National Association for the Advancement of Coloured People, and this organisation was founded in 1909, henceforth coloured people, okay? And is the oldest and largest organization in the US for civil rights, yeah? And it's dedicated to achieving equality, political rights, and social justice for African Americans, okay? So I really want you to help my daughter with the votes, okay? And NACP has done lots and lots and lots of great work in terms of advocacy and mobilization, and it also advertises a lot of campaigns, yeah, against systemic injustices, and it also empowers minority communities to engage in the democratic process. And these awards are to recognize people's talents. Now, my daughter's been working really hard, okay, and her category is in the Outstanding Digital Content Creator Gaming Tech category, because she has been doing Black Girl Gamers really hard for the last 10 years, and she has the largest Black Girl Gamers platform for Black women. So I really want you to help me to help my daughter, okay? So it's Outstanding Digital Content Creator Gaming Tech. That is the category, okay? And her name is Jayan Lopez. Jayan Lopez. That is my daughter, okay? And I want you to vote for her, all right? I did put the link in, and I'm going to ask Cafe now to put the link in. You can vote every single day until the 13th of February. So I'm asking you, can you let me know in the comments if you can vote for my daughter? Cafe is going to put it in the comment section, so we need as much help as we can, because of course she's up against big giants, okay? You know, so to say, but you know, male gamers who have been more established than women. So I do need you to help me to equal the balance. So will you vote? Can you vote for me? There's a connection there. I want to know if you can vote for me, if you can help me to help my daughter to win this award. I would really appreciate it. I thought they might have one for men and one for women, because it's you know, it's quite a difficult situation, but they didn't. So please copy and paste that if you can. If not, I have also put it in the community page, and I'll be posting on the community page every single day until the 13th of February. So can you help me, BlaXit family? Can you help me, BlaXit family? Let me know if you could give me a thumbs up. If you could help me, I would really appreciate it. Okay, please. Yeah, every vote helps. Every single vote helps. So, and also if you could share the information as well on Instagram or on any other social media platforms that you have. And if I shared it to you via my social media platform or via WhatsApp, right, it means that you're very important to me, and that I really appreciate your help, okay? It means that you're really important to me. So if I've sent it to you, please do send me a text back just to let me know you've received it and that you're going to vote for her for me. I would really appreciate that so much. Thank you so much. And the reason why is because we're living in an age, especially these Gen Zs, we're living in an age where it's important that we have a positive influence on the next generation coming up, because they are bombarded with so much information, especially with AI right now, and especially with so much miscommunication, misinformation that is being bombarded out there, okay? So please If you could help us, I would so appreciate it. Okay, it's important for us all to be examples. Okay, we have to be examples to this generation coming up. We need to be leading by example. We really do need to be leading by example. A lot of people say to me, oh, you know, Juliet, you talk about celibacy, you talk about this, you talk about that. And I say, yes, because we need to have morals and values and standards. We really do. We really do. A lot of people don't even understand what integrity is. A lot of people don't understand what authenticity is. A lot of people cannot be honest. A lot of people cannot be truthful. A lot of people think lies and deception, trickery, and being shady, you know, tricking people, cheating on people, deceiving, and lying on people is the right way to be. And it's not. It's not. And living in Africa has really showed me something, because I've seen people who would suffer and tell the truth rather than tell a lie, and I appreciate that so much. In the West, it was the exact opposite. People would like to deceive you out of the very, you know, penny in your hand, the very pound in your hand. They would knock at your door and pretend to be a gas man, knowing fully well that they weren't no gas man, they were coming in to rob your house. You understand? They would, you know, come and ask you for money on the street, pretending like they want to buy food when they really want to go and buy drugs. The level of deception and dishonesty in the West is like, it's part of the modus operandi. And it's different here. It's different here because you don't have the social pressures to have to do that. You don't have the social requirements to have to do that. If you've done something that's gone wrong, you just say, you know what, it isn't, just give me time to make amends, I'm sorry. And they have no problems in saying, I'm sorry. I'm finding in the West, people have got so much ego, so much arrogance, so much entitlement. Okay, so I've just put onto Wi-Fi. Okay, so I've just put onto Wi-Fi. I'm not sure. I switch between both because sometimes the Wi-Fi is stronger than the mobile data, so I switch between both. So I do apologize for that interruption there. Yeah, buffering. Thanks, Michelle. Is it okay now? Is it okay now? Can you tell me? Is it okay now? Okay, great. Thank you. So I was saying that the West teaches you a different set of rules. And when I watched, you know, Ishowspeed, and, you know, watching him in Africa, and I haven't seen all of the streams. I'm not going to pretend that I have. I've seen partially many of them. I saw like some in Senegal. I saw some in Botswana. I saw some in, was it Eswatini? I think I saw some in, oh God, Nigeria. I saw some in, I think it was Angola was the first place, I think. So I've seen bits and pieces, and I definitely saw Kenya, and the love, oh my goodness, the love, the love, the love, the love, the love, the love, the love. Thank you so much for that feedback, Michelle, right? The love was just awesome, was just awesome. And it showed me that what I've been talking about is true, and it shows about the culture, and the culture is so important. And that was one of the things that I found about Marian Tang, right, when I was at the wedding, yeah? It was amazing, the culture is amazing, and I didn't understand the concept between like why the women came up and then they went back again, you know, why the men went up and went back again. And it was all cultural, and it's so important that we get in contact with our culture. They've been making us try to feel ashamed of our culture, but it's high time that we embraced it, because there doesn't need to be this gap between us and them, as in i.e. the diaspora and African continental brothers and sisters, okay? We need to unite, we need to come together and unite. And I think one of the things that the vloggers now are doing, and not just Ishowspeed, but Wodamaya has been doing it on the continent. Wodamaya is Ghanaian, as you know. And of course, BlaXit's prolific rise has been because of Wodamaya. He has got so much that I owe him credit and gratitude for, and I'm always grateful. And that's another thing: lack of gratitude in the West. Your gratitude comes hard, whereas over here, to say thank you and to show appreciation is quite easy, very easy. A baraka, Jidda Jeff. People are so warm and so nice, and that was one of the things that really shocked me when I came here after living, because coming and going, you're like, it's okay, but when you actually live here and you realize that this is the true nature of the people, it's just mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing. And I think, like I said, when I talked about Sheikh Anta Diop last week, and I talked about his cradle philosophy and the two different hemispheres, okay, the south and the north, and he was talking about Africans and about how they're collectively responsible, and how they're so different, so warm, so humbling. And in the north, where the weather is harsh and the people are aggressive, they're individualistic, and so on. It's true. He's not an anthropologist for nothing, and his observations are accurate. It's absolutely true. So what I want to talk about is the fact that if you've not considered coming to Africa, I would like you to do so. Okay, if you want to come to Gambia, I'm considering putting on a trip. This has been one of the things that has been on my mind, because the last trip I did was in 2016. So I'm thinking about celebrating this for 10 years and doing another trip to Gambia, like a BlaXit organized tour here. So you would make your way here and then you would join the tour, okay? And I will try to make it as reasonable as possible. That's another thing. I want to make it affordable and enjoyable and totally educational. Excuse me, sorry. I would like to make it as educational at the same time, so that you can learn as much about Gambian culture and African culture as you can, and also the education and the history, and of course the link to Kunta Kinte and Kunta Kinte Island, okay, and all of the history, as well as the different ethnic groups that are here, the Fulanis, the Mandinkas, the Wolof, the Jola people, the Manjais people, so many different groups of people that exist here. So I would also like to embrace that, and for you to get a taste of the different cultures, as well as see the country and the wildlife, and also entertainment, because I like to party, everybody does. So I do like to enjoy myself. That's where I didn't get to see Ishowspeed. He went to guest list, I think, in Nigeria, and I think that's where I fell asleep. So I would like to go back and look at his stream. So one of the other things that I would like to say is that there has been some critique as well, over some of the stream in Nigeria, where people were seen to be asking to show love, etc. Right? I would just like to say that, people in England, I used to go to a cash point and there would be someone sitting down by the cash point saying, can you spare me £1, please? Can you spare me £1, please? Okay, so I don't want us to go too harsh on people that are, asking for that. I don't want us to do that. Yeah, I don't agree that with begging, but at the end of the day, there are some people that are in need, and what can they do if they don't have? And some people are in dire need, and I personally have given to people in dire need, and I don't make apology for it. And in fact, I would love for the world to be an equal place where we would all have enough. But unfortunately, that is not the reality of that world. That isn't a utopia. The reality is that there are people that are in dire poverty all over the world. There are people that are going to food banks in England that don't have enough to eat and have to go to food banks. There are over 1,200 food banks in England, and that is supposed to be a so-called first world country. So if people are going to food banks in England, a so-called first world country, and there are people who are sleeping rough, approximately 8 million people, are homeless in England. So, and that's a so-called first world country. If you look at in America, I saw some images of an area, I think it's in LA. Is it LA? I think it's in LA. I have to double check. Okay, let me just double check on my facts before I say that, because I was sent some images and of people homeless in a large area in LA, and I was just like, wow, and Minneapolis as well. Wow. Who's that? Esther. Hi Esther, welcome to the stream. Yeah, and hi Michelle. Yeah, so what I'm trying to say is I saw dire poverty in this area, and it was just like miles and miles of tents. I don't know if you've seen it. If you know the area, put it in the chat. If you know the area, put it in the chat. And it was people that were homeless. And it was miles and miles of people that were homeless. It wasn't just like a small area. And apparently this has been replicated in other states as well. So if these are so-called first world countries, we shouldn't really, and San Diego also, Los Angeles, Skid Row, thank you. Skid Row, it is true, it's Skid Row, thank you, in Los Angeles. Thank you for the information, Esther. Yeah, thank you so much. And Esther said also San Diego also. And Gam1A said, I went to Skid Row in 1998 and it was one block and now it's huge. Wow. And this is what I'm saying. And these are so-called first world countries. So let's not go too harsh on a couple people, asking for some money. Don't be too harsh on your own people. I don't want that to, be, what comes out of the exposure that we're having, because the fact of the matter is that we all know that Africa, most of Africa was colonized by our two countries. Okay. And part of that colonization was the destruction of those nations, where they had to start from scratch again and rebuild them. And you've got to remember that a lot of these countries only got their independence in the 60s. Okay, so they've not even had a head start yet. They've not had an epoch where they have enslaved other people for hundreds of years and used their free labor and tortured them and killed them in order to build their economy, to build their industries. So we must take that into consideration. And to be honest with you, when he went to Benin, oh my G, I love Benin. He didn't come to Gambia, so I couldn't show you the beauty of Gambia. Okay, but I've got to say that I everywhere he's gone, I have just loved the love. I love Kenya. I love everywhere that he's been to so far, except for Algeria. I didn't like that at all. I live in California and it's all over the state. Okay, so homelessness is all over the state. The poverty is there. People want to pretend that poverty is not in the West. It is. I used to run a program which was called Action for the Homeless in the UK, where I used to give out food and hot drinks, okay, 3 nights a week to homeless people, okay? And I'm not talking about the majority of them look like me. No, they did not. No, they did not. But some of them did. And that is the reason why I started the program. But it turned out to be that the people with the majority problems of homelessness didn't look like me. But I found people from Africa who had gone the back way. And those are the people that I was really, really concerned about, because they didn't have anywhere to turn. They had nowhere to turn. Many of them were homeless. Many of them were, sleeping in shopping centers or malls, as you call them. And, were finding it difficult to even get food. So we started to go out, and I made sure that I built up a huge equipment list with many, many flasks and containers of food. And there was a company called Greg's. It was called Greg's Bakery in England, and I always give them credit for it. And also a shop called Iceland. And how I started first was with Iceland, and I'm going back over probably about 20 odd years ago, nearly 30 years ago. And it started because I watched them put their good produce in the bin. So when the shop was closing, everything that was out of date, I saw them put in the bin. And then I would see homeless people. And so I decided that I was going to get lots and lots of plastic bags and some rubber gloves, and I started to take the food out of the bin. Okay, like there were lettuces, tomatoes, salads, all different kinds of food that they would throw away from their fresh produce, and I would put it in bags, and I would wait until after the staff had left, because I did have security who didn't like what I was doing, but they understood, so they let me do it. And then I would stand out there, and this is in East London, this is in Leytonstone, and I would give out to all of the homeless people after the store had closed. I would bag it up, put it in bags. I had a couple of people who would help me, thank goodness. Yeah, big yourself up, Karine, and other people, yeah, who helped me. Yeah, and my daughter Jayan as well would help me. And we would then give it out to homeless people. And then they started a system where they stopped us from looking in the bins, and then they started to offer it as an after service where their staff would do it, because they didn't want to get sued for giving out bad food and what have you. But afterwards, Greg started a homeless program, and that homeless program was great because we would collect their pasties, their steak bakes, their cheese bites, their donuts, their sandwiches, their fruit salads, and sometimes pasta salad, and also corned beef bake, and so on. And then we would package them up, bag them up, okay, and then we would have a package for each homeless person. And believe you, we fed hundreds and hundreds, thousands. Let's just be honest, it was thousands of people. I even did projects with large corporations as well, where they would use their corporate social responsibility day to come out with us and also feed the homeless. So we had large corporations that we would do it for also. So it was really something that I did that was important to me, because at first I didn't want to see people suffer, but like I said to you, I had let's say an out-of-body near-death experience after I had a hip replacement operation. I had a cardiac arrest, but I was brought back. But during the time that I was, let's just say, not conscious, yeah, or dead for a better word, I had an out-of-body experience, and one of the things was to come back and help others. That was, one of the things that came to me. But the most important thing was calling people back home. So that is the reason why this has been, like, if you like, my divine purpose is to get you to come back to Africa. They did say to me that I had to call people back home, and yeah, it was more than one energy that I was communicating with telepathically when I was in that zone. So and that was one of the things that they told me was my purpose, and so I'm following through with my purpose. I followed through with my purpose with helping those that were less fortunate than me, and that's why I did the homeless project. And now I'm fulfilling the second part of my purpose, in which I agreed to do that if I came back, which is to help my people and free them from enslavement, to free them from imprisonment, mental imprisonment, and to free them from bondage. Because when you're living in the West, you're living in bondage. You're living in financial bondage, you're living in psychological bondage, you're living in emotional bondage, and you're living in physical bondage. Okay? You are not free. You are not free. And until I came to live in Africa permanently, I did not realize how enslaved I was, and that the bars of this prison are invisible. They catch you by giving you crumbs. They breadcrumb you. Psychologically, it's like they gaslight you. You know, they're like narcissists. It's like living in a narcissistic fury, a narcissistic reality every single day of your life. And with this ICE and what's going on in Minneapolis, with what they're doing all over the world, changing all these immigration laws, making sure that we don't feel welcome, making sure that we are being first to be deported. It's time for us to realize where we come from, value where we come from, and go back to where we come from. Okay, I'm going to read some of your comments. Okay, so Michelle said, what is needed in host families? To create a passive worry when I get people to get to the countries and their main worry is safety and mobility. Also, the lack of trust and partnership seems to run deep. Okay, let me answer that. The host families that I use are handpicked by me. And the reason why is because I know them, and I know them very well. So I know for me, it's not about them coming and not being in a safe environment. I know that they will be in a safe environment. And when I say host families, they don't go and live in the family's compound. No, they have their own independent compound, but the families are dedicated to assisting them with their integration and assimilation into Gambian life and Gambian culture, and teaching them all the things that they need basically to get by, and also helping with orientation, helping them to understand certain cultural norms, helping them to understand also things that can be seen as offensive, okay? Because, for example, shaking hands with the wrong hand. Also, some Muslim ladies, they do not shake hands. So there are some simple things, how important family is. So like the word MF that is used very frequently in America is something that is frowned upon here. The N word is also another word which is frowned upon here, because it's seen as more than a slur. It's seen as an insult. So although some Gen Zs are using it, it's a word that needs to be phased out if you're coming back to Africa. Those two words are seen as very big insults and will create a problem. That is a cultural norm and a cultural difference between coming here. Respect is very high. You do say, hello, auntie. You still say, hello, auntie. Hello, mama. Yeah? You still say sir, you still use respect here, and that is very, very important. And I think the phasing out of respect has been a problem in the West, because it still exists here in Africa. So you still need to have that respect. You know, in some parts, the men have to even reduce themselves down, and when I mean go down, go low. Under, especially a person of high respect and high dignity. Some people even are on the floor, and you've seen that even during with Ishowspeed, and he didn't understand it. He's like, no, get up, what are you doing? Get up, what are you doing? No, it's a show of reverence, it's a show of respect, and it's a show of humility. But we've come so far away from humility. We've come so far away from, that reverence. Like I was saying, so many people are stubborn, really, 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 really stubborn now, that they will, do something or insult someone, and they will refuse to make amends for what they've done. They live in a delusion thinking that they're a good person, when really they're not a good person. They're a narcissist. They go around, hurting people's feelings. They go around, blanking people. They go around disappearing or ghosting, or whatever they do, and it's not very nice. It's not very nice, but it's not here. You have to face what you do, so you still speak to those people, regardless. It doesn't matter if it's 6 months have passed. You still have that respect when you see the person. Okay, so there's a difference in their culture, and if you like Western culture, it is completely different. And yes, here you are forced to have difficult conversations. So if there is a conflict between you and another person, you are forced face to face to have that difficult conversation, that challenging conversation, until you make peace. And like I said, some people have done things to me where even me, obviously, I have been raised in the West. And I'm like, I'm not forgiving that person. No. What they did to me after I helped them. I was there for them when they needed me. Everything I've done for them, everything, I did out of the kindness of my heart. I was there for them. I would never have treated them that way. No, why should I forgive that person? And then, they showed me that it's not about you forgiving them, it's about you forgiving yourself. And so I started to see things differently, and through forgiving yourself, you forgive them, because some people, they don't know better. They're raised wrong. Some people are raised wrong. They're raised incorrectly. Their family teaches them to value money more than people. How can you value money more than people? How can you put money above love? Because you're raised wrong. Respect comes first above everything else. And so that's the cultural differences that some of us struggle with when we come over to Africa. But I'm telling you in advance, so when you come, you understand it. Okay? Someone bumps into you here, they're like, oh, sorry. Someone bumps into you in England, they just walk past. They don't care. They don't care. I'm really sorry, I have a bit of a sore throat. That's why I keep drinking water. Like I said, my allergies were playing up with the dust. Okay, so that's one answer. And their main worry is safety and mobility. Now, safety, let's talk about safety. Okay. Safety is different, I find here, because I feel safer here. I mean, just in general, I feel much safer here. And I think that's partly because of the culture and the people and the collective responsibility of the people. I'm not saying that there aren't incidents. I'm not saying that there is not crime. I am not saying that I am not vigilant. I'm not as hyper vigilant as I was living in the UK. No. Nowhere near as hyper vigilant as I was living in the UK. Because of course, people target you not only because you're a woman, but also because of your race. Because they see you as melanated, but they don't see you as melanated, they see you as black, they see you as the N-word, okay? And so you get targeted just on that basis. So on top of everything else, on top of poverty, on top of crime, on top of, drug issues, on top of prostitution issues and all the other social issues and pedophilia and, all of the social issues they have in England, on top of that, you have people that just do crime for fun. And of course, me being an outspoken person about racism, I also had myself targeted by certain racist organizations as well. So I had to be hyper vigilant. And so being here is like a holiday compared to being there. So in terms of safety, I always say, be on guard, but I not be like overly suspicious of everybody, because what it is that they sold us a stereotype of black people. They sold us a stereotype of black people and black people being seen as criminals, melanated people being seen as criminals, non-white people being seen as criminals. Okay, they literally brainwashed us with that stereotype through the media, through programs, through films, through, especially through the news, because what the news would do, it would bypass any crimes done by white people, but highlight any crimes done by black people. So they superimpose that into our psyche, superimpose that into our subconscious mind, so that we wouldn't trust each other, so that we wouldn't feel safe among each other. And this is one of the problems. This is one of the problems that we have faced as a people. And they created such self-hatred and hatred among each other, and they wanted us to trust them. And that is why I also had a problem with Ishowspeed's Inner Sanctum being all white, but his security being all black. Do you see where I'm coming from? So I think there's certain things that we as a people, we have to learn to adjust to. We have to learn to adjust. We have to learn to change. Firstly, we have to change our language. Throw away the MF word. We don't need it. We shouldn't even be using it if we honor our parents. Okay? If you honor your mother, you shouldn't be using that word. Okay? The N word, we shouldn't be using that word if we honor our ancestors and, you know, everything that they've been through. We should not be using those terms. It is an insult to their memory, it is an insult to us, and we shouldn't be using those words. And there's no way to justify it by saying, oh, we're using the word to demystify it. Absolute crap, absolute poppycock, okay? We're using the word. It's like taking a dirty towel that someone's just wiped their, you know, bum on after they've gone toilet, and then giving it to somebody and said, you know, use this. No, because it's already a dirty towel that's been used by other people to denigrate us. Okay, so that there's no justification for it. So we need to also stop, you know, that's one of the things that I didn't like about Ishowspeed is using the N word in Africa. I found it highly offensive, highly offensive, and I didn't appreciate it. Although I appreciate what he's doing in Africa, do not get me wrong. Do not get it twisted, but certain terms are not terms of endearment, and it's not something that I want him to popularize. I do not want the N word popularized in Africa. We, you know, haven't we as a global people got enough problems? So I don't agree with that. So yeah, in terms of safety, I say also, you know, always have caution. Always have caution. Always understand the culture. Always understand how money works. Also get the costs, the right prices, so that you're never exploited. Okay, that remains everywhere and anywhere. I remember when I was young and I was in England and I took my first black taxi, not understanding that they chose double as much as a minicab. And I felt like I was being totally ripped off, and it was because I didn't know, yeah, that they charge so much just in a short distance. Like, I was like, this is £20 just to go from here to there. And it was just like, you know, but it was because I didn't understand the prestige of the black taxis. So it's the same way as they have different taxis here, and people don't understand the system. So, you know, wherever you go in Africa, try to do some background research and understand the system, and understand, you know, pre-costs and so on, and cultures, and especially customs. Customs are very important, okay? So understanding them is very important. So I would say that yes, in general, Africa is a more safe environment. I can't talk for all African countries. I can only talk for the ones that I've been to, that I safely traveled to and I enjoyed myself in, and the one that I live in. But the one that I live in, I feel very safe. And like I said, we have this misconception that Africa is less safe than Europe, and to me it really is. To me, Europe and America are far more dangerous. I felt far more unsafe in America. When I visited America, I went to Florida, I went to Jersey, I went to New York, I went to Manhattan, I went to various places, and I just did not feel safe. I'm not going to lie to you. And I don't feel safe around guns, so it was something that I didn't feel comfortable around. When there's a lot of guns, I didn't feel comfortable around. And I think when I was in New York, someone got shot, so I think that also stayed with me as a bad memory. So and in Europe, definitely didn't feel safe. No, not at all. And there was a lot of knife crime and gun crime, and I was there as well. And she said also the lack of trust and partnerships. Yeah, so like I said, the lack of trust has been something that has been inseeped in our psyche intentionally, so that we can't work together. Because although white people don't trust each other, they'll work together. But us, we think that a lack of trust stops us from working with each other. No, you just have to put certain boundaries, certain codes of operations, certain codes of conduct in place, and then you can work. You don't need trust. What you need is systems, correct systems. Okay, so yeah, so and partnerships take time to build and to develop. So, and we have to gradually, with the next generation, start to undo that. So, like the next comment is from Esther. I'm almost 60, by 62, and I will leave because I don't want to be homeless when I can't work anymore. Okay, so this is the thing. Is that living in the West, it's very, very hard. I mean, I do hear that your pension can follow you anywhere in the world. So that's something. And there are countries like Mauritius and so on that offer special deals, I think, for pensioners. I think it's Mauritius and a couple of other countries. I'll have to look it up and remember where they are, where your pension can be used to pay your rent and also your... like a subsidiary kind of money, subsistence kind of money. I'm not sure how it works. I'll have to go back and research it. I researched it for someone else before. So I will look into it. But there are countries, like I said, that you can comfortably survive on your pension. Okay? You get it? Yeah, it's the water. I don't know what it is. No, I don't know what it's for. I don't know.
What is it?
Sorry. I give water to another family who's having their borehole built. So I think they're just knocking for some water while they're building their borehole. So if you don't know, a borehole is your own water that you get from the aqueduct underneath. So you get pure spring water from there. Oh, it's not actually. Hey, Bass. Sorry we took so long, hon. Come in. I'm doing my live. Come in. He's BlaXit Family, so he's always welcome. Yes, you can turn off the phone though, Baz. He answers it though. Baz, I'm live, yeah?
Hello.
Tell him to call back, I'm live.
Hello.
Baz. I'm so sorry, BlaXit Family. So, Baz, come on, I want to show you something, come. You can tell this is live, right? Okay. Come, say hi.
Yeah, how are you?
So this is one of my right hand man here in the Gambia. This is Bassa. Bassa, tell them about the love in Gambia, please. I beg. Tell them what it's like.
Yeah, how are you, everybody? Hope you're doing good. This is Juliet. The first one that's in the Gambia. So invite everyone to come and have land here. Yeah, cheap price. It's repatriation in Africa. So we welcome everybody. You come and live as live in your own home, No disturbance, very peaceful, Crime rate, zero tolerance crime, Thank you, all welcome,
Oh, we were talking about safety. Quickly, tell them how safe it is living here in Gambia.
Yeah, you can live in your house, in your own house, alone. No one harm you, no one disturb you, nothing, Yeah, Gambia is very peaceful, You are full free, Don't listen to anybody saying bad thing about Gambia, Just if you want, come for 1 week, you experience by yourself, You're welcome, Sweet Gambia,
Sweet Gambia, smiling coast. So yes, this is it. Gambia is sweet Gambia. Okay, it really is sweet. I'm not going to lie to you. It's so sweet. I love living here. I love my life. I've been very busy going out, as you might be seeing by the shorts. Go and have a look at the shorts. If you and the short live streams, okay, so there you are, there you have it, straight out of the horse's mouth. Okay, so I hope that's answered your question. I have to connect One smart boy in Gambia. He is a Pan-African. Okay. Who's that from? Mama Dick. Okay. Okay, thanks for helping. You're welcome, Esther. Okay. Greetings from Germany. Thank you, Mama Dick. You're in Germany. 134. You're in Germany. And Mama, where are you? I like how you connect Usman to the world. Oh, Usman Toure. Yes, yes. I think he's due back actually to Gambia. I think he's due back to Gambia. I think he's due back to Gambia soon, actually. So maybe I might do a quick catch up with him for you. Would you like that, Usman Toure? Would you like a quick catch up? And also, I'd like to tell you that McConnon, his International World Book Show is back on. And he has been featuring a book by a lady who's talking about how she's 63 and looks amazing and how she did it. So do connect to McConnon's book show as well. If I have the link, I will post it in the community page so that you can see the community page. Okay, so right now we're working on a contract. We're actually clearing the roads and we're making the roads and trees in Mango Paradise in Gunjur. So if you have land there, this is why he's here, is because we're actually working on that contract. Henceforth, the work closed today. Okay, we are actually, you know, hands on ground working, making sure that you know, your lovely places will be lovely for you. Okay, so I'd like to thank everybody that bought a plot of land in Mango Paradise. Thank you so much. Like I said, we're doing all of the work now, and it's all hands on deck. So in saying that, I can't stay for very much longer because I have to work. You see, still working, hands on deck, and I have tomatoes to plant, and I have also pineapples to plant in my garden today as well. But sweet Gambia, I want to say thank you again to Ishowspeed for really he has over 50 million subscribers now, so congratulations to you, and also happy birthday to you, Ishowspeed. You have achieved wonders for your young age of 21. And like I said, I'm one to critique because I'm one to analyze. And yes, I did analyze the makeup of your team. Yes, I did. And the reason why is because, of course, I'm a black woman and I see so many talented black people out there that could very well have done the job as well as those team. And of course, I personally do not surround myself with white people because I don't think that, I would feel entirely safe. I wouldn't feel entirely safe, okay? And when that man put the cake in your face, that humiliation ritual, and then when you were eating ice cream after you bounced around in that bouncing place, and then he said, the reason why is because, he put the effing cake in your face. You said to him, why is he eating ice cream? It's not his birthday. And he said, why? Because I put the effing cake in your face. That is someone that is jealous of you. That is someone you need to be careful of. That is someone you need to be wary of, and be wary of the people around you. Okay, slavery didn't happen by accident. And everywhere you're going, they're reminding you of what these people have done to us, historically. So never forget who your enemy is. Never forget. Because that was a humiliation ritual, exactly as you were celebrating. I was so angry. I was so angry for you, Ishowspeed. I could have, do you know what I mean? Honestly. I could have, I would have done something. I was so angry at watching you achieve so much, and then watching trying to denigrate that lovely celebration into something of humiliation. That is what humiliation ritual is, if you didn't know, okay? So, be careful of who you surround yourself with. That's my advice to you. But keep on doing what you're doing. And thank you for showcasing Africa. Thank you for showing the culture. Thank you for showing the people. Now, also, Pella, Ishowspeed made it very plain, okay? that he was really there just to showcase the country and the culture, okay, not to showcase other content producers or people that are streamers or influencers. That was not his intention. Some people got through, yes, you know, he met some people that he knew from before, but I think that really what we have to do is, you know, we have to save face in our dignity and realize that in the end of the day, yes, you still got views from it, you still got exposure from it, because I never heard of you before. If it wasn't for Ishowspeed and, you know, your objection and all the other stuff and conjecture around it, I would never have known about you, Pella, in Nigeria. And yes, I did subscribe. So you got a new subscriber in me, okay? So don't be sad about it. And there are people all the way in Dubai and Abu Dhabi and things offering you things, okay? Now, because of the so-called rejection that you felt that you faced. But at the same time, you have to understand that people have their objectives and they have their motivations for that, and you have to respect it. You can't just get your own way because you want it. And I think that's something as well that we have to also learn, is that we have to respect other people's boundaries. And that is also very, very important. You know, I saw when the mad woman wanted to race him, and, you know, he embraced her and he raced her. I probably wouldn't have done it. But, you know, that's shown the kind of person that he is, because to me, she couldn't have been mentally well the way in which she was expressing herself. And I must say about the Nigeria stream, it did show a level of dysfunction in some people. But, you know, at the end of the day, it also showed the wonderful place that Lagos is, and it also highlighted some of the talents that, you know, Lagos has. But when you compare it to other places, it did show a difference in the mentality of the people. So what I would like to say is, Nigeria, moving forward, I love you, and it's definitely a place that I would, you know, go to in the future. Is that, you know, they said that he didn't stay for the amount of designated time that he was supposed to, and what have you not, and there's so many other small issues and complaints. At the end of the day, I think that we need to just be happy that he's showcasing Africa, warts and all. And at the end of the day, I think that one of the good things that is great is that Gen Z is now seeing Africa in a different perspective, and he is showing the culture, and I think that's the most important thing. He's showing the culture. I would like to say to Kenya as well, you know, you put your best foot forward. All of the countries, Eswatini, South Africa, Botswana, Angola, Morocco, Egypt, not Algeria, I'm sorry to say, and all of the other countries. Senegal was really good fun, and you really turned out for Speed. So I'm glad, because he is one of the world's largest streamers, okay, and it's important that we show that. As you know, people like the Beast has now come out saying they want to go and do work in Africa, and of course he has 400 million subscribers, which is much more than Ishowspeed, but he's going on the humanitarian, you know, let's help poor African tip, and that is not the narrative that we need. We've had that narrative for hundreds of years. What we now need is a narrative that is going to bring us together, help us to unite, help us to work together, help us to trust each other, and help us to start working in partnerships, help us to start coming to live in Africa on a permanent basis, help us to take all our investment, take all our money out and reinvest in Africa. If you look at just what Captain Ibrahim Traore has achieved in the last few years, I have to take off my hat and to commend him on, we can do so much when we put our minds to it. He has done so much. So all I want to say is that this is about unity and us coming together. But the show, I kind of went off tangent, and I will come back on tangent to talk about what I wanted to talk about. I got distracted by comments and I didn't answer any of the questions, but I will next week. I do promise that I'll come back. But it was a good discussion, and I was really being led by your comments. Yes, there is more. Yeah, there is more smart youth in Gambia. Very much, very much. I have met some really, really intelligent young people here that have just blown my mind. I am not going to lie. Some young Gambians, their mind is well advanced of their years. Well advanced of their years. I'm following you. since you met Wodamaya. I love Wodamaya. Okay, and Miss Trudy, and congratulations on your baby as well. Congratulations. And Mama Dick said, I like how Speed visit Africa. He is in the Ivory Coast. Okay, I watched Benin. I watched a little bit of Liberia when he went to Liberia by the sea yesterday. Didn't get to follow that up. So I will try and catch up this week so that I can give a more rounded commentary about it. But all I'm saying is that Africa is trending and I want you to watch a trend. Please help my daughter. Maud, can you put it back in the comment section again, please? Maud? Wherever he is, please put it back in the comment section, please, okay? I appreciate Speed visiting and will connect to your Black brothers and the US more. Yes, it will. So if you want to come to Africa, you want to come to the Gambia, please, Bass, get that for me, please. Oh, okay. If you want to come to the Gambia, if you would like a piece of repatriation land here in the Gambia, if you'd like to come to live in Gambia, you would like to make Gambia your permanent home, Gambia is a beautiful, beautiful country. It really is, and the people are beautiful. And as you can see, they speak English. He's also one of our host families, by the way. So Bassa, come here, please. Sorry. Bassa is also one of our host families. So you might be fortunate enough for Bassa to be your host when you come to Africa. Bassa, tell them what you do. You help people. You help to build their walls. You help to clear their land. You help them with their land papers. Go on, tell people. You help them to get their documents. Yeah.
Yeah, I do help people with clearing land, fencing, building. You know. With the documentation, you know, so I can drive you anywhere too, you know, so show you the beautiful place of the country, you know, the smiling coast, you know. Okay. Yeah, you're really welcome, you know. But,
yeah, tell Patrick's coming.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, I got someone else here. I'm going to see if he's going to come on camera. See if he come on camera. Tell him to come. I got another surprise. Let's see if he's going to come from camera. I told him to come, you know. Let's see if he's going to come. Hang on, I've got another visitor. Pat! Pat, come on in, quick! Quick! Yeah, come on in. Don't even Juliet me. Come and say hello to BlaXit family. Come here. Don't worry. Come on. Come and say hello to BlaXit family. Come in. I got a guess. Yes. You put your glasses on. No one will recognize you. Come on. Yeah. Yo. This is Pat. Yeah.
How you doing, everyone?
Everyone, all the way from UK. Tell them how Gambia nice.
Gambia's brilliant. It's picking up and it's improving big time.
Okay.
And people need to get out here.
Get out here.
Defo.
Oh, thanks, Pat. So he just flown in from UK.
No.
Come in. He's frightened of the camera. No, he's frightened of the camera. He don't want to come on. Okay, well listen, BlaXit family, as you can see, I've got a guest. I'm gonna wind up. Never give up, okay? Africa is a place for you, okay? This is BlaXit family who have flown in. They have their investment here. They're here doing great things. So come and join them, okay? We love you, we love you, we love you, we love you, we love you. And most of all, we want you to love yourself too, okay? And remember, we're one nation, one family, one destiny, one unity, one Africa, one love. Okay, and if you'd like to support BlaXit, you know what to do. You can join Patreon, or you can send via PayPal, botcollective@yahoo.com. Anyway, I'll see you next week, 3 p.m. at same time, same place. I love you. I'm going to work. You don't see, I'm going to work today now. I'm going to work today now. Anyway, I love you. And remember, Africa's #1. Africa's the best, yeah? And you deserve to be here with us enjoying yourself. All right. Love you, BlaXit family, and I'll see you next week.